G'day everybody and welcome back to the Hardball Gets AFL show. This podcast is proudly brought to you by the Mazda BT50. You do ute. Today on the show, it's the 2-minute warning out of round 2. If you haven't subscribed, please do that. Follow us on Instagram at Hardball Gets AFL and just tell your mates. All right, let's get stuck in. This is the Hardball Gets AFL show. My name is Nick Rynne, joined by Xavier Ellis and Ryan Daniels. What's going on, mate?
Great to be here. Great to be here.
You're off. Yeah, what's going on, mate? You grumpy today?
I'm not grumpy at all. I'm not grumpy one little bit. I come in here on time as always. Listen to Coxmack whinge for 2 minutes about his job, and then I get blamed for being a whinger.
He's come in here with the biggest chip on his shoulder, sooking about, house prices, I missed it. I was going to buy this apartment in Richmond 20 years ago.
Apartment, please, it was a house.
Bit of an update. You want an update on the security situation?
What's happened?
The car.
Well, it took a twist. Let's just say that. So for anyone who wasn't listening
I hope you got run over by the person or something.
So the podcast, people who didn't listen last week, someone parked in my bay. I was filthy about it.
And to set it up even further, you're new to doing the sport full time, so you've really got a 1A park now. You're a part of the team.
It's a great park. It's Hollywood. Yeah. So there's one section where you're out of the elements, you're undercover.
Yeah,
you're parking next to Rick.
Smacks car park.
Yeah, next to Rick and Sue and Sam.
Don't worry, I'm in there.
Are you in there as well?
Nick's in the Smacks car park, even though we're not quite sure what he does now. He's somehow
I still don't know.
I don't reckon Jacob knows there's a spot.
Possession's 9/10 of the law, mate.
The new sports editor. I just might mention it to him, mate. Where do you park underneath?
Yeah, what car is yours? Is yours the white one?
Did you take the one from Nick?
No, it's been mentioned. He may have parked there early days and it just said...
you weaseled it back.
So he's much worse than me. He's just stood his ground.
He's still got my name on it, don't worry. Anyway.
You weaseled
it
back.
Carry on.
Wow. Look, he's trying to change the subject.
Carry on. What was this?
If Jacob's listening.
No, but at least he's not writing emails. He's dealing with it face to face.
Mate, you got to be in-person
conversation.
All right.
Unlike you.
So, I love the spot. It's a privilege that you earn.
Oh, mate, it's
over
car
time.
Park. Just park in the front where I park.
So I've gone to security. I've mentioned it to them, and I wanted them to do the loudspeaker. They didn't do that, but they did, put a note on the car. Rebecca from security, you don't mess with Rebecca. No. You know Rebecca, she's tough.
Loves me.
Actually, tough as nails.
She loves me.
You've charmed her somehow.
Oh, charmed her.
Everybody else, she's got them. She's tough.
I don't even sign out these days. She sees me, I just put my arm up. So, like that and just keep walking.
So, a couple of days later, the bay's empty. I'm back parking there. I'm happy, driving in, no problems at all. And I'm getting ready on Thursday for the news. Yeah. And sitting behind me.
Teams are out. Big day Thursday.
Big day. Coaches boats. But Barra's sitting behind me and he's chatting away. Ben Cousins is in. Works with us on the Thursdays. And I'm sort of half listening. They talk a lot of rubbish, the two of them, a lot of footy talk. But I'm half listening. And I just hear Ben say, do you know what happened the other day? I parked in this spot and so they put a note on me. It's Ben Cousins' car. The Brownlow. I felt so bad.
Can we hit pause on the podcast? Go move your car.
Yeah.
He's here now. So, mate, the bay's yours.
Yeah, it's his now.
Bay 27.
It's his.
He's earned.
Is it Bay 27?
Bay 27. Yeah.
Why
did I say that? That's
there might be a ute.
That's actually the CEO spot. I just threw you off. So Benny Cousins. So I felt bad because he wouldn't have done it deliberately. He's the most gentle guy.
So talking about a car. He would have done it deliberately because me and him have had a Barney over a car park.
Have you really?
Swan Street, Richmond.
So he's a serial offender.
A serial offender. Okay. Swan Street, Richmond.
This is gold.
Busy Swan Street, sort of MCG end.
It's the main drag in Melbourne, really, isn't it? Swan Street.
Yeah, it's a good spot. Anyway, I'm needing a car park. It was 40 degrees. Cuzzy was at Richmond, and I'm about to drive into a car park. The rare as hen's teeth, these car parks. Slowly going up to it, and this bloke in a red holding her forward like a bit of a vroom vroomer does a U-turn in front of me and then dives into the park. And I was like, you fucking prick. Sorry, Michaela.
Have to beat that.
And guess what?
Benny.
Out comes Cuzzy like nothing's happened. I was like, that's Ben Cousins. Oh, well, that place.
Yeah.
That's big dog. That's big dog attitude,
and
isn't
I've clarified. I said to him, mate, did you drive a red car when you were in Melbourne? Yeah. I said, yeah, right. It was-
Well, this car was red too. He likes them red.
Yeah.
He likes them red. Oh, well done, Vinny.
So the other thing we do on the Monday podcast is the Our Man at the end of the show. Throw it open to the people ahead of time to get a few nominations. Been a lot of LDU love, understandably. Of
course.
Unusual to go through this at the start and then not do it and then
No, just throwing it, and then you're teasing it, mate. You just got to
right,
do
it's
the
a
teaser,
tease.
and then you come
Okay.
back into it at the end. So a few options.
Right.
People throwing Dacos, a lot of Sheasel love. Matty Rowell working his way back, actually. He's
Yeah,
had a
mate,
solid
Rao was
start.
running fast on the weekend.
He's looked good. He's
Not-
definitely
yeah,
looked
better,
good. Faster.
Yeah, fast.
Noah Long, there's been a little bit of love for him. I think we know where that's coming from. And then Will Setterfield is getting a lot
I told
of
you.
love.
I told you.
And then
Yeah.
Ben Smith's suggestion is whoever parked in Rhino's spot today.
Well, Cuzzy.
Cuzzy's our
Cuzzy's
man.
our man.
He's here again. The spot's empty, so he's moved on.
Okay.
He's taken something. It might have
What
been-
time do you get in?
I might tell him where Nick's parked. I'm not telling you.
No, mate, I've got much bigger things to do.
I
Much
don't
bigger
reckon.
fish to
I don't
fry
reckon
than-
you do. I don't
Yeah.
reckon you do.
I don't
Oh, mate, I'm flat out.
I'm not telling you.
Wait, have they,
I'm not
have they
moving my
redone
car.
your pass? Have they redone your pass? You can
No,
get back in
found the
building?
pass. Found the pass
Oh,
on the
nice,
weekend.
okay.
Yeah. So and now the pass is in. It is in Sharad Wellingham's car,
Right, okay.
which has been not at home for 2 days. So
Yeah.
So
Okay,
I called
good.
my first game of footy on the weekend.
Yep.
Dave was in the team, and the game's finished at what time would it finish? 4:30, 7:50?
No, 7:20 ish.
Right, Dave was out of that commentary
At
box
7:30.
faster than Usain Bolt.
Yeah.
And he was wearing a collar. He was all excited. he
Yeah,
was up and about.
functions.
Clearly, Sharon's in the next box, and I could see them sort of, talking between the boxes like they're two little kids excited to go and have a couple of beers.
No, they weren't beers. That was the problem.
How'd you go?
Oh.
Reds. No, spewed everywhere.
Oh, gross.
Spewed absolutely everywhere.
Gross. Is
Shocking.
that why you're cranky today?
No, I just realised it was still in the bin. I thought I did a better job cleaning it.
Yeah.
Em comes,
Gotta
why
get
was
rid of the
that
evidence."
water everywhere? I'm not
Yeah,
sure, mate.
Must
Shit.
be a leak. Check the roof again.
Nah, red wine. And it wasn't a session. It was like maybe left at 7:30, 8:15 by the time you sit down. Home by just after midnight.
Jeez, you've gone hard.
I can't drink red wine.
No.
Didn't help that they bought spicy margaritas and shit in between. Like,
Oof.
yeah, no. It was-
Wow.
Where was
and,
it?
and then when we went down to Freo, and it was like, I'll just have a beer, please. Like that's going to straighten me up. You know,
I'll fix this.
Back to basics,
Can
please.
I ask one question?
Yeah.
Where was the wine bar? What suburb
It was in High Wycombe.
was it?
Yeah.
That's not what I heard.
What?
I heard it was in a very nice suburb. I heard it was in Peppermint Grove.
Peppermint Grove
I heard
wine
it was
bars.
in
Hello.
for those over east. The nicest suburb. Is it the? No, it'd be the nicest
Leafy, it's a
suburb.
leafy area.
Yeah,
as
so
well.
I
the
give it the
everyman
points.
over here from Melbourne Grammar, he's just gone, I'll go and have a nice little wine in a very, very nice establishment. In Peppy Grove, they call it.
I'd like to see the price tag on a few of those bottles.
Well, I don't. I haven't looked and I don't intend to.
You spewed most of it up.
Yeah, what a gee whiz. You could see in there. I won't get
Most
into it.
expensive,
The
most
tannins-
expensive
the
vomit you've
tannins
ever
running
seen.
down the side.
No,
of the bin.
I rebottled it. Gave it to Em.
It's real fruity flavours. Isn't it?
All right, well, let's kick it off with Adelaide.
Okay, the Adelaide Crows. Geez, one quick shout out. A potential one of our boys for the future. I love Jake Saligo.
Yes.
Just going to put him on the radar for down the track. He's good. He's a goer. They were in both their first two games. They've been in positions where you thought they're going to win this, right? Against the Giants, they had them all
Giants
under
first
control.
half, yep.
Had them wrapped up, fell apart. Against Richmond, they were pretty average for most of that
Yeah.
game, but then they surged.
Did you think they were going to come over the top?
I did. Yeah, I thought that.
I was still confident Richmond were going to get it
Well,
done.
they did, and they steadied, and they got it over the line. But that, to me, that they're promising signs that they're in games. But
Yeah.
you can't just be in games. You've got to get to the point where you're winning games. I know
But they're young. Like, they're young.
Yeah, I know
and
you
talented.
like the Crows, and you kind of like the Crows.
Yeah, I don't mind the Crows.
I'm
I've never
less,
been worried
I'm less
about 'em.
excited about them. I don't think they've
Rochelle?
got. I love Rochelle. I don't think they've got a heap of like elite young talent coming through.
They don't
'Cause
have it in the middle, but they have it everywhere else.
You kind of need it in the middle, though, right?
Well, that's where
No,
they're getting let down.
What do they do draft-wise this year?
They traded it for Rankin.
Okay.
Yeah. So like our man
And his
Sam Berry.
his next year's draft pick,
Well, I think it's
Rankin?
there. I think they've traded out as well, haven't they?
did that go?
Can we
was
check
it a
that?
double
somehow?
header?
Can we
It
check
might
that?
have been
Michaela,
two.
can you check what they? if the Crows have a pick for this, it's a tough
Isaac
task.
Rankin, yeah.
Isaac Rankin trade, Gold Coast Suns. We'll see where we're going.
Yeah.
But I'm worried about their long term. I just don't see.
Oh, they're miles off it.
Who's their LDU? You know what I mean? Who's their guy that's going to be? That's
but
clearly their best
we're speaking
guy.
like LDU's done it for 10 years, though.
Yeah, but is there someone on
we
that?
now say, who LDU?
Yeah.
Are we?
But is there someone on that list that you could see being that guy? Rochelle's not that.
They've
guy.
got the rest of it. They've
He's a
got the
guy.
attacking.
No, but then I'd say
they
that-
just don't have the
Yeah.
bulk. I don't know what it is.
Maybe I think they are just they might have another free agent throw. Maybe they're a destination club.
Maybe.
Dawson, Rankin.
My big
So
thing
they've
is
picked up a couple of big fish recently.
when you go down the bottom for a while, which they have been.
Yeah.
You want to collect.
Well, would
the
you want
guys.
Thriller?
Well, Thriller's the one that has to be.
Yeah.
He has to come.
That's
on,
what I think.
right?
Their attack's so set with Fogarty, Thriller,
Rochelle, Rankin.
Yeah.
You just need that other one in the middle to help get it to him.
You know what? You need luck too, because that draft where they took Thriller, that wasn't the draft to get an
Pick two.
LDU.
Yeah.
It was because Tom Powell and Will Phillips and these
It's
guys.
a scrappy draft.
Well,
isn't it?
Errol's probably going to end up being the
Yeah.
best player from it.
Yeah.
He was an academy pick, as we
Yeah.
talked about last week. So it's not. I don't know. I've got some concerns. Their next six, just quickly, the showdown this week. That's tough. The Dockers. Well, we still don't know what they are yet. We'll get to them. The Blues. We're expecting them to be pretty good. Then they got the Hawks. So one easy win. Then the Pies
Mate.
and the Cats. So
Don't be so disrespectful.
Mate, it's-
five of their next six.
Finding their feet.
5 of their next 6, they won't start favourites. So there's a world where they go into this 1-7. It's not bad.
I had them for the wooden spoon last year. They're not winning the wooden spoon this year.
You were keen on them this
year.
Did you lock the over?
I think it might have. Yeah,
might have.
it might have been 9 wins. I reckon.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I actually went there again. They probably could have won the 2.
There we go.
Brisbane.
Brisbane Lions, are they any different than what we've seen the last couple of years? Like, they beat Melbourne. You're like, nah, well, I thought they were going to. It's at the Gabba. Nah, they're good. But they're not. Is anyone confident to say they probably. Are you confident they'll win the grand final? Are you confident they'll be top 4? I'm confident they're top
I'm pretty
4, but I'm not
confident they're top 4.
I'm not
Yeah.
confident they're winning a flag. And I don't know whether that's just what's been associated with Brisbane over the last few years. that
Yeah.
I don't think we ever thought they're going to get over the final hurdle, but we've always thought they're going to win enough games to make top 4.
The reason I tipped them to win the flag this year is because they've been there around and they've
Yeah.
been around.
Yeah.
And it was more of that Geelong theory than anything. Like, if you put yourself in the position long enough.
Well, you'd rather be a Brisbane supporter than a
Yeah.
St Kilda supporter.
Correct. At some point, things will go your
I
way.
need to lay off St Kilda. People text me, say,
Yeah,
why are they always the example?
Because they're so
Well,
boring.
they kind of are.
Yeah, but well, they're there having to throw up the stumps. Added Gunston.
Yep.
Added Dunkley.
Young Ashcroft.
Young
Ashcroft.
yeah.
Nah, and there's one unspoken one. I reckon Connor McKenna's going to be a great pickup. For
Yeah,
Brisbane.
he gives them a little
I
bit.
went through his final stages of Essendon's career. He had a game there. We had 37. He was getting him and Sard were going 1-2. I mean, I reckon he's going to be pretty important when he gets up and going. Had 20 touches round 1, 17, I think maybe on the weekend, or 15. But I reckon Connor McKenna's going to be pretty important to like making it up and having a bit of spark and a bit of fun.
Something different.
Yeah, different.
And once
yeah.
Coleman comes back, you get 2 of those guys just causing
but
a
I
bit
reckon
of chaos.
I think Coleman's just a beautiful kick.
Yeah.
Whereas McKenna's carnage.
He don't know what's
Yeah,
going on.
yeah.
He doesn't know, mate. He'll do a solo as he's running down the field.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't know what's going
That's
on.
right. When did you
Remember,
do that a couple of years ago?
he sold candy.
Yeah.
Remember, he sold that candy, kicked it to himself, and then went back inside.
That's right.
That was amazing.
That's right.
Anyway, I think Gunston there as well adds a bit, but the power going out was almost a disaster for him.
Oh, when Clayton Oliver just tried to win the game afterwards. He almost did.
And Dane Zorko, I reckon I do Dane Zorko every year once. We don't appreciate Dane Zorko.
No.
Because of the bit of niggle punching, Took Miller.
It's because people don't like him.
The comment,
right?
the smart assery.
People don't like him, but he's a good player.
But again, on the weekend, he was best on ground by a mile.
Yeah, Quarter Grab said he'd been doing a lot of psych work over the off season to try and get his so that people can't get under his skin as much.
Right.
Just thought it was a strange thing to do when you're
still
old,
remember
mate.
that-
You're going to be
yeah.
old and angry anyway.
Remember
Just
that handshake?
embrace it.
Remember that handshake? The
Yeah.
smart ass handshake he was kept trying to do. But anyway, where do you think we Brisbane quickly?
Yeah, I still do flag chance.
Yeah, they can win
Yeah,
it.
I think they can win
They're
it,
one
but
of the
it's just no different to any other year.
True.
Carlton, it feels like weeks ago that this game happened. It was the Thursday night games by the time we come to review the round. Charlie Curnow, where does he sit in your most watchable in the AFL? Just a key forward, dominates
Not in
games,
front of
find
one
it.
person who was on that ground on the same night.
On the other end, Jeremy Cameron.
Yeah.
It was
He's not in that. He's not in that category.
You don't think he's in the Jeremy Cameron
We'll
category?
get to Jeremy Cameron.
Why? What's the golf?
Well, Jezza has it like 27 times now.
Well, yeah, you got to get up and get it a bit. But I don't know, like in terms of like the if you were picking between
Jezza
them, you'd
Cameron's
pick Jeremy
way
Cameron.
more reliable.
Okay, I'll phrase it this way though. if you had to pay to watch one player in the AFL, is Charlie the number one now?
No.
Who is?
Pay to watch.
Used to be. I think
Like
they've
if
got to
you're
be pretty
going to the
exceptional
footy,
at the time.
you're going to the footy and you're like, oh, I can't wait to see what Curnow does tonight.
So he was
No,
someone
he's not in
comes
that
to
category.
town.
He's
not there yet?
Nah, he's not in that category.
Really?
Like, I mean, I don't know. I'd much rather watch a high-flying Petrarca or someone.
Yeah, okay.
See, I remember
Like
when
a
he
Dusty in his prime.
when he was coming back
he had
from
that for
injury,
sure.
I pulled up like a highlights, Charlie Curnow highlights video on YouTube just to try and get a taste. And
Yeah.
it blew me. Like I'd forgotten how good it was at its best.
Oh, he's exceptional. Coleman medalist, I mean, so I'm not...
Yeah, but like
pulling
in terms
back.
of excitement, he's not your like straight up league comment.
Nah.
Like, he does a bit around the place. He does some very exciting things.
Yeah, it does.
That's the
It
best way to
does.
say it.
It does. But, I think he's still just in that muck of forwards.
Very
What a
hard to
good player.
read any of that. I was just thinking.
Why does Dave hate Charlie Curnow?
I don't know.
I love Charlie
It's so
Curnow.
weird.
He's
I
no
love
Jeremy
Charlie
Cameron.
Curnow. But I'm not putting him in front of Jeremy Cameron.
Couldn't clean
It's-
Jeremy Cameron's boots. he
I never said that. I'll clean your forehead in a second. I did not say that. No, I don't know. I love Charlie Curnow. I actually like that Ed Curnow's playing again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's playing well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
high 20s on the
I
weekend.
thought he
28 or
retired
something.
at some point, but he
Well, he
didn't.
didn't
he
get a
just kept
game
going.
last year.
Yeah,
Even
he
that-
couldn't break in. He
Yeah,
was
round
injured a
one,
bit.
I thought, I wonder how long this is going to
Yeah.
last. And then, no, he's good.
I do need to see Charlie's contract.
Ed gets the game.
Does it say Ed plays, I play?
Yeah,
something like
So
that.
Tom Scully's Giants deal.
Yeah, Dad comes.
gets a gig. Collingwood.
Collingwood, that is me. There was a murder at the MCG on Saturday morning or Saturday afternoon, depending where you were watching it. Scotty Lycett just got slaughtered by Darcy Cameron.
Darcy Cameron.
Darcy Cameron is under the radar, the best ruckman that they don't talk about. He is
At half the price of Grundy.
correct.
Less than half.
He's so good. Around the ground, his hands are great.
Yeah.
Like he is a legitimate. And the thing about him is, he's a pretty good tap ruckman, but his second efforts are really good.
It's like he doesn't know he's good and he's still fighting for his spot every
Yeah.
week.
Yes.
Like, I think everyone
That's how he
sits back and
plays.
goes, geez, he's a good player.
Yep.
Darcy Cameron.
I heard all
but
the-
in his mind, he's probably like,
Getting
oh,
dropped.
shit, Mason Cox, I've got to chase this
Yeah,
ball.
well, that's the funny thing. I heard there was a lot of talk in the preseason about is it Cameron, is it Cox? I'm like, did anybody watch Darcy Cameron?
Yeah.
Like, he was so far
He's
and
the
away their guy.
Last year was amazing.
Yeah, the combo works. Cox is good up forward and he's a decent pinch hitter.
In
But
fairness to
it's-
Cox, too, he's part of the combo.
Correct. That's what I
Yeah.
mean. The combo
Yeah.
works, but
Yeah.
Darcy's the main guy. So hats off to Darcy Cameron. Geez, Nick Dacos has started the season well.
Oh.
32 and 2
So,
goals on the weekend.
Now we know that you can't take him anyway, so you
can't.
don't even
I
try.
thought that was a bit unfair, the tagging stuff. I've got a bit of that sweet chili bloody
yeah,
chicken. in
it's
me.
stuck in the back of your throat.
Comes the wine again. Get a
I've got to
bottle.
be careful. The old diaphragm's being worked over. So he had maybe 4 kick-ins early or something, and he got a 1-2 on at least one I watched.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, Willem Drew's not close enough. Just because he's tagging doesn't
Yeah.
mean he can stand the goal
Yeah,
square
yeah,
with him for kick-ins. Like, Willem Drew goes that way, Dacos goes the other way. They said like 6 times. He's not close enough.
Yeah, you're
So
not
he can't
not allowed to go
teleport
in.
himself over there.
Did you like Craig McRae at the end of last week in his presser? And he
tag.
said, I'd tag him. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
a bloody good player. I was
Yeah.
like, I love that.
Yeah, but also he's probably got plan B up his sleeve if
Of
Dacos
course.
is tagged. And how he,
Absolutely.
Did like there was a graph from him where it was if you're being tagged and the scoreboard's not ticking over, like we'll get help you. But if the scoreboard's still ticking over and you're getting tagged, like
Well, tag got
fight
dropped
through
because
it,
the
mate.
scoreboard,
Oh, yeah.
the scoreboard was ticking over.
Exactly,
And it
yeah,
was
it
like,
didn't
whatever.
matter.
Yeah.
And then
so
it-
then Port Adelaide had to drop it.
ticked over more.
Yeah, no, they're amazing. And there's another one I want to talk about on Colin, but I'm not going to mention it just yet. So I'm
You
saving.
can save it.
I'm saving it for a different segment later on down the track.
Okay. Essendon, that's you, ex.
I know it's me.
What do you?
Will.
Oh
Setterfield.
no.
Oh, jeez. That
Oh,
felt
no.
good. That felt really good.
How many
Yeah.
times in his career has he had over 25 touches?
Is
that
it twice
two?
the last
Yeah.
2 weeks?
Once prior. He had 26, ran 22 last year. He had 9 tackles on the weekend. He's had 10 tackles once in his career.
Do you think I should go into list management or something like that, like recruiting? Because the amount of times I just pluck these guys out of nowhere.
What do you mean out of
Out of-
nowhere?
No
He's been
one
around
else.
400
The
years,
only
mate, every
people who
club.
believed in Will Setterfield
Mate,
were me,
23% of people own him in fantasy.
Adrian Dodoro,
Oh.
and Will Setterfield's parents.
Nah,
That was it.
Will Setterfield.
We were the last collection on the island of Will Setterfield, and I was there.
Yeah, no, I was
and
off.
Now look at him.
He
Well-
compliments Parrish. He compliments Merritt.
Yep.
Does the hard yards.
Yeah.
Big.
Yeah, he's big.
He gets to spots. He runs. He takes the
Nah,
marks.
credit where credit's due. He's nowhere near the level of the other two. But
Do
he
you mean me
compliments
or
them.
Will? credit where credit's due.
No, what's going on with the list manager and the?
Are they not talking to each
No,
other?
there's a big fight going on.
It's about Will Setterfield. I bet.
They don't talk.
One of them backed in Will Setterfield.
the other didn't.
Well, maybe there's
Have
a
you
job
heard that?
opening.
You've heard that?
I should
Yeah, I've
call
heard
it.
Yeah, like so.
Craig Vozzo's there. I'll call Voz and just
Yeah.
say, mate, I'm just putting my hand up.
I'm
I
available.
believed in Will Setterfield too.
Yeah.
So if you need someone,
And Voz, before I come, what's the car park situation?
Yeah. so I think from what I hear, it's like, say it's you and me fighting Rhino.
Yeah.
I go, hey, Nick, can you tell Ryan to
it's-
send the email to...
All sitting in the
God.
same room as
Yeah.
well. Yeah.
childish.
No, apparently it's pretty bad.
It's very Essendon.
Very Essendon.
Oh,
It's
amazing.
outstanding.
They get it. They're 2-0. They get in their own way. Even then.
And also, Brad Scott's not getting the compliments of Clarkson and Ross the
So
Boss
all
as
three
well.
veteran coaches return. All three are 2 and zip.
Yeah.
With teams that we did not expect that.
No.
It's not like they took over Rolls Royces.
I'm fascinated to see whether this holds or
No.
whether this is the new coach. I was going to
No.
say new cat. It's dead cat bounce.
I don't think
New coach
any of them will
bounce.
make the 8.
No, I
okay.
get it.
And 71% of teams that go 2-0
If you had to
make
pick-
the 8.
If you had to pick one
I was
of the
gonna
three,
say, let's pick one each.
I'd say North.
St Kilda for me. I back Ross in. He's getting cattle back too.
I'm going Essendon.
Oh!
Yeah,
let's
I know
try
that,
the three.
like-
You hate Essendon.
I
Mr.
know.
He's trying to reverse jinx him.
Yeah. No, they've still got no forwards in that forward line.
Yeah.
I think they've got a bit to add. Obviously, St Kilda do.
Yeah.
North are probably at capacity.
So we've all
Yeah,
gone
but
different there.
Yeah, but I just like the talent. But
Should we have a bet
who knows?
there?
What's the?
2 cartons to the winner?
Oh, I'm going 0.
No, you're on Essendon.
Yeah, but I want none of them. Will
We
make
all,
the 8.
You know,
well, none of us
yeah,
might.
well, yeah, no.
Well, none of us might.
But
You've got to
if
have
one
one.
gets
That's
it-
the
Yeah,
horse.
71% make it. So
Hold on, Michaela, can we hit the special button? I'm going to use mine here. This is our new button. Every week we each get one of these, and overtime we can extend by a minute on any club we like, just because this chat's going. So I'm going to back in St Kilda. You're going to
back
back in
North.
North Melbourne, and you're stuck with Essendon because you did say it.
Sam Draper's going to take them to the promised land.
Sure. So if only one club makes it, we get a carton from the other two,
Yeah,
right?
okay.
So let's
Yeah.
say Essendon make it. You get one from me, one from Nick.
This is going to take a spreadsheet. Like, what happens if 2 of them make it?
Well, then you
You
buy
get half a carton each?
You
No.
get half a carton.
We get 1 each.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then who
Yeah,
buys
the loser has to buy 2 cartons.
Yeah, the one's out.
The person who's
Okay.
out buys 2
Okay.
cartons.
And if all 3 make it, it's just a threesome.
We go out.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
go out to the Peppy Grove wine bar with
That's
Dave,
Throw around a few Grangers.
and he shouts a few.
Goodness me.
I don't think they had chicken salt and pepper chicken strips on the menu.
No,
there.
that's why I got into them this morning.
It's a charcuterie
Oh,
board.
charcuterie. There was a charcuterie.
Would have had 2.
Gee, the olives were delicious.
A little bit of pate on there.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
everything. Wow.
Okay.
Dry, so
All
I
right,
like
let's
dry
do that.
aged.
All right, let's move on.
All right. Here we go, Fremantle. So I was wondering, like, my theory was the forward line's getting too much of the blame when there's more coming from, like, the midfield is really the core issue here, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So if you look at the hitouts, Freo won the hitouts 45-30, lost the clearances 30-45, centre clearances 8-16, getting smacked in the ground ball. But then you look in the forward line, like they had 19 tackles inside 50, 10 marks inside 50-7. Like they should still be kicking a score regardless.
10
and it's
marks.
just not happening.
It was 4, wasn't it, into the last quarter?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It came alive.
Yeah. I mean, Amira took 2 in a minute sort of thing. Like,
But still, it's like finding the root cause of the issue here is it's 2 lines, and then defence is just copping it because of the amount of ball coming from the middle straight out of the bounce.
did you have what was the numbers again? Sorry?
So Freo won the hitouts by 15, lost
Yeah.
the clearances by 15, lost the centre clearances by, it was 8-16. So they would double.
Yeah. That's flogging.
Yeah, they just can't get it out of the middle.
That 15 and then 15, that's a 30-point
Turnaround,
differential.
yeah, from hitouts
Between
to
winning the
clearances.
hit
Yeah.
out and losing the clearances by that
Getting
much.
sharked. And I don't know.
Straight off the block, what would you do in the ruck?
Yeah,
As in, which guy would you play?
What would you do?
But they're winning the ruck. So it's not that.
Yeah, but what would you? Well, neither of them had any impact.
no.
Well, they're getting first hands to the ball.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
it's,
yeah.
but
But
it's-
Darcy did
If
nothing around the
Sarong
ground.
if Sarong and Brody and Brayshaw are getting that clearance, then you're going, geez, how good was Freo ruck? 2 rucks is dominant.
yeah, but
'Cause they
the
are
job
being
of the
dominant.
ruckman isn't just to touch the ball.
No, they need to follow up and
Yeah.
they need to get
Well, they need to
involved.
put the ball in a direction.
It's
too.
not. It's definitely not working, the 2 ruckmen as it stands, but I think we need to spend some time focusing on those
But their
midfielders.
mid numbers are horrible.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Well, they do shoot off.
Yeah.
We've always said that. They're very uncontested. Some of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's why I think, and that's the problem with keeping the rotation so tight, which they did all through the preseason. There were only 4 or 5 blokes going through there.
Yeah.
Like, you just need some different faces. And they tried to do it late with
Switkowski. And they looked their best when he was in the middle.
Just throw a bit of dynamic energy into there.
Well, someone asked me the other day if the draft happened again, is anyone having Brayshaw over LDU?
Oh, yeah, I think it's a bit early to make that.
That was the conversation.
What are you doing? I'm taking LDU. I love Andy Brayshaw, but my God.
Yeah,
David
LDU is
Uniacke,
looking like the
he's
best.
the burst player, right? He was the best player on the ground on Saturday night.
Yeah.
I know it's one game. I know Brayshaw nearly won a Brownlow.
But he could win best on grounds with 24 disposals.
Yeah.
LDU, I reckon Andy needs 35.
Andy
It's the power. And I reckon if we had the numbers on who sharked those hitouts, he'd have a lot of those. Like,
Oh,
'cause
he
he's
would do.
Big
Yeah,
and
considering
strong.
the amount
and-
of clearances he had. It's a very tough call. Brayshaw's two-way stuff is obviously at a better level, like defensively. But
Sarong
what
tried
do
his
you want?
ass off in the second half. He was
Yeah.
excellent in the second
Same
half.
in the
Embers
first
gave
one
him
too.
2 votes. I was a bit surprised
Yeah, that was
by
shocking.
that.
He's quiet in the first half, but came good.
This is just the
Brody hasn't had the impact he had last
Nah.
year yet.
Yeah.
Are they missing David Mundy more than we
Nah.
thought they would?
No,
That's
I
the
don't know.
style. It's the style.
But
I
it's
mean, how many times did those key for North Logue was a bit rusty early and Core and Zeeble.
Hold on, are you extending? Are you gonna hit the button? Because we have to move on otherwise.
Move on.
All right.
drop tabs.
Are you extending?
Oh,
are you
Let's extend it
extending?
for this one, yeah.
There you go. Okay, thank you. Jeez.
So Matt Tappen has been subbed
Yeah.
out twice. They say he's cramping and he's like blowing
Cramping,
up
yes.
late.
Yep.
Why are you playing? Do you sub him out? Do you just drop him?
I think he'll be in the 2s this week, yeah.
There is no twos, which is part of the
Well,
problem.
yeah, somewhere.
So, what are
yeah.
you bringing Tracy back in?
No.
You're just going with Amos.
Amos and Jackson.
Yep. So you're getting even smaller in that forward line because they
You may as
started.
well.
They
Yeah,
started
it's
with
not working.
Taberner, Tracy, Jackson, Fife. Fife organically comes out with the injury. Then you take Tracy out, but you put Amos back in. So now you're taking another big out.
Mm-hmm.
So it's Amos on his own. So he gets the big key defender, right? He gets
Jackson.
Barris. No, Jackson won't though because
Jackson
he's
won't do
arresting.
that.
So he'll get McGovern or Hearn or whoever wants to go to him.
I'm
right?
saying Jackson has to play full forward.
Like
Darcy
purely.
Rucks,
Yeah, and chop out
Be
for,
the Mason
out for
Cox.
15%.
Be the Mason
Yeah.
Cox to his Darcy Cameron.
not the worst idea in the world. And then bring someone like Sturt in, another sort of pressure, but who has good finishing skills.
Yeah.
They have to get
Dig a little bit deeper.
the chemistry is not right up forward. And I kind of agree with you. If Jackson's going to be that guy, they need to give him reps up there, like a heap of them.
Yeah.
And they need to work out how to get it to him where he likes it. Clearly he's athletic, so he likes to jump and mark and take those, but he's not taking them at the moment.
Well, he never has taken them.
He's been okay.
He took 15 marks inside 50 for the entire season last year.
Yeah.
15.
Yeah. Well, that's more than he's taken.
At Melbourne.
Has he got one this year?
No, he didn't take a mark first round, I don't think.
No.
No, and he's had one mark the other night. It was
Yeah,
just
no, but also
outside.
I think you can't throw, to steal the phrase that every coach uses, you can't throw the baby out with the bathwater.
No, but
They are horrible and they need to change their whole game style. I think that's clear at the moment.
So you're throwing the baby out with the bath.
Yeah,
no,
that's it.
but like jokingly saying,
You just threw out the bath as well.
no, but like it's pretty easy. Let's just try and bring some speed in. Like,
Yeah.
so slow.
But that's not,
Yeah,
So that's just adding personnel.
Like it's not.
Yeah.
So which team is playing that game style in the AFL
nobody,
these days?
just Fremantle.
And West Coast
And
tried
West
and they
Coast last
changed on the
week.
weekend.
Yeah.
They look their best when it's Schultz, Switkowski, Walters are causing chaos.
Yeah.
Oh, I reckon
The Smalls
West
have been
Coast,
pretty good.
West Coast would be doing that really twitchy if they went down on the weekend. McGovern,
That was
Barras,
just a little tightening of the sphincter
yeah.
that Zave was
McGovern,
motioning towards. them.
Barras, Hearn. If the four forwards
Well, all
deep
time.
were Sonny, Schultz, Switter,
Yeah.
Freddie,
Frederick.
Frederick.
Yeah.
I reckon that's when they go, oh, shivers. Okay. If the ball hits the ground, we're going to be under the pump.
I want him to bring in a kid. I want him Johnson.
And a
I
Rasmus
want a
or
Rasmus.
Johnson.
I want some energy
Yeah.
in there.
Where are we up to?
Geelong. That's me. 0-2. Are we panicking? Just one quick word. Yes, no?
Nah.
I had them to be the slider this year,
Yeah.
not out of the 8.
Yeah.
So, no, and I had a small interest on Carlton on the
Okay.
weekend. Yeah.
They're missing Jack Henry.
Their backline's depleted.
Yeah, Jack Henry's out and he's underrated. Like
Yeah,
he's an excellent
very much
defender.
so.
Tom Stewart's their quarterback and he controls everything
Yep.
back there. He hasn't played since the first 15 minutes of the first game.
Mids are only
Yeah.
just going.
College Asney.
And College Ashney. So they're significant players. that
3
are
of
missing.
6.
Yeah, and Radigalia looks like a fish out of water back there. Like
No,
he's,
you not been a fan of
I feel like he's giving
Radaglia?
away free kicks. Every time I watch him, he's giving away free
Oh, I
kicks.
don't mind him.
I like watching him, but I don't feel like
He's
he's a
ex-
natural defender.
He's exposed now with those guys out. Exposed more than he would be otherwise.
Yeah,
Like, you have
that's
him in
right. I think if he was playing with Henry, with Stewart, he's not
But
as
to be fair,
exposed.
he's had Kerno and who
Yeah.
they have
He's
first
had
round.
pretty handy
Collingwood.
opponents.
Collingwood.
Oh,
Okay.
Mason Cox.
Oh, sorry, no, Richmond. Tom Lynch.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Jesus. Make it fair enough. Well, let's give Radaglia a little bit more time then, guys. Back
And
it up.
Tanner
Yeah,
Breen.
back
Tanner
it
Breen.
up.
Just calm
Tanner
down.
Breen's still on an island out on the wing for whatever reason.
What's going on there?
I don't know. Actually looks good when he's in the middle and then can't get anywhere near it on the wing. Anyway.
Jeremy Cameron this question was raised over the weekend. Is he the best player in the competition?
Jeremy Cameron.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're top 3.
Yeah?
Question without notice.
No, Radaglia had.
I think you said
Radaglia.
Radagalia's got him covered. Yeah.
He had Collingwood.
Oh, he did have Collingwood. Yeah, of course. It's Chris quickly.
Yes,
Is Tom Hawkins okay? Why is he playing on that foot if he's not right? He kicked 3 goals. It was non-existent.
He's on matches.
Mate, we've got to relax.
you
Is
call
he on
him, mate?
matches? He's so late.
Call you mate.
He's on matches. Yeah, 100 grand a game. He'll be right.
Gold Coast.
Gold Coast Suns. Well, I think it's what we all predicted. As we're close to the season, I think we all went ice cold on Gold Coast.
The closer we got, the colder we got.
Yeah, it got colder and colder and colder. Nick, you were a little bit warm, but that's the Queensland blood running through you.
That is the Queensland blood. And I should have gone. I actually went to Ryan on, was it Thursday or Friday, fantasy-wise, and I said, I think I'm going to get rid of Anderson. You said, no, just hold it.
Yeah,
So
me too.
Anderson, I was going to talk about. Anderson had 25 touches, 8 in the first half. Horribly ordinary.
I don't
Yeah,
like.
it's-
Do you know what? I don't like the haircut.
No,
He
black
looks-
boots.
Yeah,
Black
part of it.
boots.
He looks slow.
He looks like he's tonguing it non-stop.
Yes.
Like he does the head that waves.
What's going on there?
He was a tennis court net. He'd go left, he'd go right. It was just over his head non-stop.
Yep.
And obviously got going late. I think he had 10 in the last quarter.
Still.
But Noah Anderson's been like, geez, that's a slow start. Like if he's the one that you think's
But
going to
it's-
be the one
yeah.
to get you to the next
And
level.
so this was in the preseason too. He barely got near it in the preseason.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
thought, oh, he's just taking
He's
it
easing
easy.
it in.
But no.
So he started 25. And don't get me wrong,
That
all 3 of
surprises
us
me.
here would love to have 25.
That surprises me.
But it was a
Wasn't a good
rough
25.
25. Had 2 set shots that he should have kicked, missed both of
Yeah.
them. Lockie Weller, I want to tip my hat to.
Yeah, very nice return.
24 touches.
Yep.
Nice return.
Yeah, good dash.
And good dash. But I thought Eddie had Essendon. If at Gold Coast Suns, I had a little wager.
Mm-hmm.
I thought the Suns with that bit of dash,
Could get him.
off the back of a bad look, could get him, but just didn't really look like. It looked like Essendon were leaving him in the contest, not Essendon were
I was
hanging
going
on
to
at
say,
any stage.
I didn't walk away from that game going, geez, Essendon are good.
No.
I went going,
No.
geez, someone had to win this
Yeah,
game.
no, but Essendon were the better team. For
Yeah,
the,
Cole
for the
Langford
day.
was excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was strange. I mean, I can't remember much of the first game, but Chol getting dropped, game 2,
Yeah.
round 2,
Yeah.
you're dropping
Two
Boca
phones.
kicked 50
And
So they're choosing Casbolt over
over
Chol,
Chol,
which is
very interesting.
And I went through
a
the twos.
returning Ben King.
So Twos had a good win by 5 goals. I was like, what are the names? So
Is the VFL started?
yeah, Adkins, Davies, Farah,
Oh, yep.
Humphrey, Johnson. Like, there's not a great.
Humphreys is their first rounder.
Humphreys a preseason.
He'll
put
play.
in the
Chol
middle.
He'll
kicked
play,
3.
yeah.
Chol kicked 3-2. But no higher disposal getters.
You're
Like,
bringing in Humphrey this week, you'd
Yeah.
assume. You'd have to.
yeah, two have over 21 touches. Like, they haven't.
It was strange. The drops after the first week was strange. Chol and Davies as well, like a young.
Yeah.
Oh, my little brother hates Davies.
Does
he?
Oh, hates him. Hates him. He reckons that how many chances does a bloke get to have every centre bounce to do nothing? Like, whacks it. I'm like,
Wow,
geez,
wait.
that's a strange mountain to be on, mate.
Yeah.
The Davies mountain.
I don't think
But
anyone
I know.
feels that strongly
But
about
that's,
Alex
what
Davies.
that's how he sums up the Gold Coast.
Yeah, right.
He's
Alex
like, oh, mate,
Davies.
Davies is playing, and how many times do you get to play and do nothing? Like, if no one's good enough to take his spot, they're going nowhere.
Got to play the academy boys, mate.
Yeah, no, it's a full-on lashing.
GWS. I came out of it weird yesterday. I expected much more from them. And also, why did everybody have a meeting and decided that they hate Jacob Weir? Why does he get smashed
Oh,
every game?
no.
Jeez, that was a good hit.
Yeah.
Dangerous to do that, though.
What's he doing? What's he done?
Some blokes are just like that, though, aren't
They get hit.
Like, they just seem to be in the wrong spots all the time.
Yeah.
Well, that was it. I
There was a season
came back
I
from
had-
my fractured skull to knock out all my 4 teeth like 2 games later.
There
so
you go.
There was a season I
You
had
are
where,
Jacob Ware.
I basically
where I reckon I got split
C2
open
equivalent.
6 weeks in a row.
Yeah, right.
And just like, what the worst one was
Just head over the ball
was
stuff,
big Josh Kennedy, Sydney, leaning back, big shoulders to handball the ball like 30 metres, and he's fired his elbow back. My nose bled for 3 days. Just would not stop bleeding. And you have a bad run. Like, sometimes just bad luck.
Is it, and I don't want to get too deep here, but is it possible that you keep getting hit because your awareness is off because of the head knock?
No, but what could have he done? What could have he done
Do you know
there?
what I mean? Like, I guess, sometimes you're unlucky.
He couldn't have done anything with Mick Adam, and he couldn't have done anything with Duggan.
No, you just got hit.
Yeah.
He's
true.
just in the wrong spot.
True.
But yeah, I don't know. How did you feel about it? It stunk a little bit.
The Giants?
Yeah, the Giants.
It was flat. It was flat. Hogan looked good.
Hogan should kick
Green looked
7.
good.
Green
again.
looked okay. Yeah, he looked good. Flynn was okay against a very young ruckman. They were flat. I was flat about that because I got excited against the Crows.
But it would have been nice if Whitfield and Kelly came over.
Yeah, definitely.
I like
they're
watching
massive
them.
outs.
Yeah, I like watching them. No one turned up. Well, I suppose it was West Coast. But there would be no West Coast run of poor form was the only reason why he thought that they'd stood a chance.
Correct. Because if they're playing, you think West Coast is going to lose that game.
Well,
right?
I think Giants are favourites at the minimum. Yeah,
correct.
Yeah.
And then so if West Coast had not won yesterday, there'd be some serious questions.
Yeah.
Because you'd be like, how do you not? They've got no Kelly, they got no.
But West
Whitfield,
Coast could
they're a
have
young
and
side.
should have won that by 50 in the end.
Yeah. They
I think
let
the
him
margin
let him back into it. At the
came
end,
a bit
man.
late,
There was
yeah.
a few.
I don't know. I expected more from, particularly after last week. It looked a lot better.
Off
even
the
with
Giants.
off the Giants, yeah. At least to be able
Yeah.
to stop some of that. Like, why are you getting so spanked out of the middle?
It's a bit of a worry.
Hawthorn.
That's me. Absolutely spanked by 81 points
Still
to the
that, yeah.
Sydney Swans.
Harley Reid Hawks.
The Harley Reid Hawks. I do want to spend a
I'm
little
about to
bit.
take my headphones off in a second.
No, this is positive. This is positive. Going to talk about Will Day.
Okay.
He started the season really well.
Okay, yeah.
He had 22 last week and 26 this week. He's clearly involved pretty heavily in the way they want to play. Only played 35 games in 4 years, so his body hasn't really held up until now. So
He might be a bit like Ware.
Just
bad luck.
wrong place, wrong time guy.
He'll get a good run.
Yeah, no, I'm excited about him, but it's very hard to get excited about anything else. Newcombe looked okay. Moore looked okay.
No.
As you get older and get busier, there's certain teams which go on your never list. Like, I'm never going to watch a game that has them in it. Like,
Hawthorn's on
I
there.
might come across
Just going
Hawthorn
from
once or
the
twice.
former sports editor. No wonder he's now in streamer.
Well, yeah, now.
Just banning clubs.
He's
Yeah,
like, but
so
make
they're
sure you
banned.
watch anything on streamer.
Oh, yeah, no, well, this is,
Doesn't matter how bad
I've got to watch a lot of Waffle W and Colts and everything.
No, you're filling it full of that
my,
love. Yeah, okay.
my schedule's ran-packed.
Yeah,
so
makes
the
sense.
Hawks aren't getting a sniff.
Yeah.
But yeah, them and just the Saints. I'm not going to... Nah.
I don't mind the Saints.
Yeah.
For some reason, I feel like they can compete against everyone.
Yeah, they can, but it's not going to be pretty.
Nah.
Have we ever gone in 2 games into a season and we're already fed up of talking about Hawthorn? This is
This is real
Hawthorn, but
early.
we've done North.
I mean,
Melbourne.
other clubs.
Yeah.
It's
But
not
this is-
usually North, right?
No, yeah, it's usually
Yeah.
North.
It's
We've
not
shifted.
normally as blatant.
Nah.
Like,
Sometimes Essendon. There was Essendon.
What do you think of
for
Sam
a
Mitchell's
while.
situation?
tough for him. The rebuilding coaches don't often make it out the other side.
Yeah, but he's different, isn't he?
Yeah,
They
it's
came
a
in-
deliberate thing.
yeah,
but
it's
still,
deliberate.
even with that, they don't often get there.
Yeah, true.
Even when everyone's on board,
Yeah.
people get twitchy.
So I don't know. Do you reckon there was a guarantee?
It'd have to be.
Has to be, hey.
10 years.
Like a handshake guarantee or
Yeah.
an in writing guarantee
In writing of some an official binding guarantee,
that says what?
regardless of what happens, your contract will be extended or something.
Yeah, maybe. Well, in that case, you just say, "We'll extend it right now."
Yeah, but I mean, then they look at Hawthorn can't just be throwing out extra years.
True. He's got a 19-year
We've extended
contract.
Sam Mitchell again. Mate, we've been beaten by 90 points.
He'll be our coach for life.
Yes, I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like we've been fed to the wolves, so hopefully there's something on the back channel that.
Maybe.
I think it's the best thing to do.
Yeah.
I'm all for it.
To
What, the
tank?
rebuild?
The tank?
It's not even tanking.
It's tanking.
It's not.
It's designed.
How's it tanking?
It's. Are we
If they-
extend? Are you going to extend?
extend.
Last extend. There we go.
So we've gone from not talking to extending by now.
Yeah.
Well, we've hit a nerve here.
Yeah.
Like it's it's
Do
designed.
you know what tanking is? When Kyle Cheney goes to full forward on a torn calf,
It's-
he's played back pocket his entire career at Melbourne.
It's not that form of tanking, but it's the tanking in that your season is being
It's list
tanked
management.
because
List
you
adjustment.
are
List
not
management.
putting out a team that's capable of
Well,
winning.
they are putting out a team. They're putting out the most capable team they've got.
Yeah, but they traded half the blokes that could have been
List
more
management.
capable. They won
List
8 games
management.
last
Yeah.
year.
List management.
How do you reckon Carl Amon's feeling right now?
Well, I'm surprised they took him.
Yeah.
Like, Carl Amon's no star.
Well, it feels like they changed the tact after they got him in. Sorry, Carl.
They did
Tricked ya.
that. They did
Yeah.
that with a bit with Chad Wingard too. Remember,
Yeah.
it's like, come on,
Yeah.
Chad. Oh yeah, we're going to be pretty average for a while.
Actually,
just FYI.
Carl, there's a lot more jumper numbers you can pick.
Yeah.
I don't hate it. I'm just saying that is what they're doing.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
think it's...
exactly.
They're being bad.
Creative accounting.
I wouldn't use the word tanking.
They're being
I'd call it
bad.
aggressive list
They're
management.
being bad on purpose.
But like, they're being bad, but they're still playing their best players.
Yeah, it's
They just don't have any because they,
No, that's right.
they got rid of them all.
Through list management.
it's not a player tank. It's a list management tank.
It's a list management decision.
Yes.
So it's a version of tanking.
No,
It is.
it's
It is
mate, it's a
version of
rebuild.
tanking.
It's list tanking.
It's a right, mate. The club's won how many flags? A flag every 4 years.
Did you see that? Yeah,
Since the 60s.
See that guy write a column?
And they're allowed to bounce up.
Fantastic.
Did you see that column last week?
I
Some
just
guy
told
felt sorry about his
yeah,
son who's
hadn't
never seen
seen-
Hawthorn win.
I think, and the
Spare me.
comment, and the comment underneath was, "Tell your son to get fucked."
Yeah.
That was the first comment.
see
Sorry,
that?
Michaela, you can beep that out.
There was
maybe.
people over the weekend
Or
who were like,
not, I
can't
don't
believe
care.
my 6-week-old son's never seen Geelong win
Oh,
a game. Like,
Yeah.
But that was a true article.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
actually concerned that his son was going to jump shit.
Fantastic.
Mate,
That's
come
so
on.
good.
Hawthorn. I mean, there's been some gravy there.
It's
A
Melbourne.
lot of gravy.
Melbourne, I got Melbourne. Grundy. Max Gorn done for 4 to 6.
Yeah.
Grundy still had
Medial.
45 hit-outs on the weekend. We got used to seeing Grundy having 20 to 30 touches with that. Is that going to be enough to keep Melbourne afloat?
Yep.
You reckon what version of Grundy are we getting?
We're getting 6/10 of the best,
Yeah.
6
aren't we?
tenths.
Isn't that where he's at?
So 60%, you reckon?
I love the opportunity for him.
That's right, yeah. I
'cause,
think the opportunity's there now to go.
Yeah, before he was sort of marginalised a bit. It quickly became obvious, didn't it, that it was Max Gorn.
Gorns.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'll play forward, Brody. It's all good.
Yeah.
Now, Brody, get out.
No.
I'm going.
No. So
Yeah.
this is his chance to get a bit of dominance and get a bit of confidence and all that sort of stuff. I think secretly it might be the best thing for him.
I agree.
Yeah?
I still don't see the two ruck combo ever working, but
No.
And
same
then,
situation we just spoke
Not
about.
working
here.
at
Van
Fremantle.
Ruin probably gets a shot now. If he
Yeah.
gives up Tom McDonald's, maybe the chop out ruck. Who's
Yep.
the chop out ruck? Tom McDonald?
Tom McDonald, I'd say. Yeah, Ben.
And then
But
Van
I like Melbourne going small anyway, to be honest.
You prefer them smaller?
Yeah.
Prefer most
Yeah, but you
teams
need
smaller.
one
Yeah.
more to have a shot up there. Like if
We spent a lot of
McDonald's
time
rucking.
speaking about talls that
Yeah,
do
we do,
not
don't we?
not a
they
great
bring
deal.
you in, mate.
Yeah.
They bring you in.
They
People
do.
love a big key forward.
Yeah, but they kick the best kick 3 a game.
Well, yeah, that's true. It's not. It's,
It's
not
not
what it
10s
once
and 12s
was.
anymore.
It's not what it once was.
They're going to be without Christian Salem for a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Yep.
So he tried coming back and couldn't.
And is Clary Oliver the best player in the
Oh,
comp?
I think so.
Well, we've mentioned Jeremy Cameron.
I think Clayton Oliver. I'm taking.
They're very different players.
Yeah,
obviously.
right. Gun to
But
the
there's
head then.
two.
Who are you taking?
If I'm building a list,
Yeah, if you're at Hawthorn.
Clayton Oliver.
If you're list building at Hawthorn, which one are you taking?
Harry Sheasel.
if I'm them, I'm taking nobody because I'm trying to
Yeah,
tank.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
tanking, so I don't want
Imagine
either
that.
of them.
Sam will come and we're going to play for nothing. And
Yeah.
Melbourne don't even want to pick. We're right,
so-
Clary. You're not the right mix.
You're going to win us 3 games on your own. You're not the guy.
He's so
thank you.
good.
I'd take Cameron.
And I reckon we
Yeah.
got on the Oliver Gray the train. He was always a good player, but I reckon when people were saying he was a stat getter and stuff,
Oh,
I
for
reckon
sure.
we elevated from that
Pretty
and we
sure
separated
I reckon
ourselves.
you were driving the train.
I feel like our track record
give
is
you
going
that
to be
one.
pretty good. If someone wants to
Thank
go
you.
back through every episode and note down everyone
Yeah.
we're on early,
I reckon
go
we've
okay
had a
here.
pretty good run.
I think so.
But who have we missed on? I've got one that sits firmly on my mind.
you
Who's that?
were wrong.
Yeah.
Who?
Tyler Brown.
Oh, that's right.
That's right.
I did a monologue
You
on
were
Tyler Brown.
adamant, Tyler. He's still in the AFL.
Yeah, no, he hung on.
We're still a
and
chance.
so he could
right.
come back.
It's not over.
Tyler Brown.
Scotty Seville got demoted a little bit after that.
If anyone's listening can remind us of any shockers we've had.
Yeah.
Because we like reminding ourselves of the good ones.
Yeah. Where are we up to?
God knows.
North Melbourne now. All right. Well, I don't know what we called on this guy early. We were in and out probably, but LDU. We got to talk about LDU.
I reckon we treated him like we knew how good he could be, and we were frustrated that he wasn't.
I
that.
reckon we thought we saw the best of him 50% of the time, and
Yeah.
other 50%
Yeah.
we just copped it.
Yeah,
he's his-
tough love, I think you would call it.
Here's his last couple of weeks. So averaging 31 disposals, averaging 18 contested within those 31, averaging 10.5 clearances, 530 metres gained, 7 score involvements, kicking match stealers and dropping F-bombs in the interviews.
He did drop it, didn't he?
He did. A
What's
pretty
going
clear
on
one.
with that trend at the moment? Charlie
F-bombs.
dropped one again on Thursday night.
You still reckon it's accidental? Or do you reckon it's some sort of
Gee,
weird...
but I reckon
Maybe there's like a little AFLPA
not
group
that I
chat.
care, because I just had a 2-year-old drop the F-bomb at home.
Oh, how'd that go?
Something slipped out of my mouth.
Right.
And Ted always goes, Dad, did you hear what Elby said? Did you hear what Elby said? I say, what do you say, Ted? Which one? The one that sounds like he doesn't say it, but old Elby doesn't worry.
He's just going to drop
Funnily
it.
enough, did you know there was a bee that was in half on our trampoline, in half? Ted picked it up to move it off the trampoline and stung him.
Yeah, right.
Or just its ass.
Just then, yeah, just the arse got him.
Oh.
Yeah, in his hand. Screened, carried on like a pork chop. But anyway.
Was the B blue and white striped instead of yellow and black? Because let's get back on to North Melbourne.
This is true.
Oh!
So there's two.
Stripes go the other way,
So
cockhead.
LDU's basically had 2 perfect games. He would have had maybe 1 or 2 mistakes in there, but that's as close to a perfect
Or you
game.
almost had the massive mistake
Oh,
when Big Sam Darcy, he got him.
He got him. And Brayshaw caught him earlier in the game too. He still has 1 or 2 of those moments
Yeah.
in the game. But
Oh,
you're
one's
okay
good.
with
No,
that,
but I
right?
think we say that because he
gotta
takes it
roll the
on.
dice
If he takes it on 10 times,
yeah.
and you get pinned once,
Yeah.
the other 9 are beneficial for the side.
Yeah.
I reckon you could get done 3 times and it's still
fine.
you take the 7.
Let it roll.
Yeah.
Hey, Griffin Logue was very good in his first game against
He
his
was
old
shocking
team.
early. Shocking early.
You reckon?
Oh, God, yeah. If you watch the first quarter, like he had a moment where he tripped over his own feet once.
he?
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
I missed that.
Shocking.
Yeah, right.
When I said, as Griffin Logue started in the game and Beast goes, he's minus 14 metres gained, he shanked one off the instep.
But no goals to any of the players.
Him,
who played.
him and Core.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
at Fremantle, what an achievement. No one
Gee,
kicked a goal on me.
pick the Fremantle
Yeah.
supporter who's bitter.
He's grumpy.
Both those boys, and you put Mackay back down there as well. Like that's a nice little,
That's a solid
yeah,
little
little
one.
core.
Aiden Core's gone from overpaid to now underrated.
Well, I'm still not there on that
He's
one yet,
still
but he
overpaid.
played well.
He's still overpaid.
Yeah,
Oh, speaking of, I mean, and no one would have predicted this, but we were very high on Taron Thomas last year.
actually, we were high on
There's
Taron
one that we
Thomas,
probably are
probably,
going
yeah.
to spot away in a different.
couldn't have
You
seen
made
it.
a good. You made a good comment in the call on
thanks.
Triple M where
well
it was Zeeble v Freddie, and you were like, it's Nous v Speed,
The old, the Nous v.
and Nous won
You work on, was
continuously.
that in the notebook going into it?
No,
You
it
said-
just
No,
came-
no,
that
no.
was
Well, I don't think
organic.
anyone picked that
That
matchup.
was organic, that one.
I mean, if I was Clark and I saw that matchup, I would have gone, no way, let's get...
That's a disaster.
Get him out of there.
But no, Nous just won out all night.
Yep. He knew where the ball was going to be. He was smart. He caught Freddie once or twice too, which was weird.
Yeah,
So
no,
not-
it was great.
So you guys don't think? Who knows if it's sustainable or not? They're bringing pressure like very well. Like the pressure's there around the ground, right? They got LDU playing
Yeah.
at a
Yep.
And the- and the-
all-time level.
And the Lord played his first game in the twos.
Who's that?
Warlord, whatever.
Oh, George
yeah,
Wardlaw.
Yeah,
The Lord, mate.
The
And the
Lord.
She's-
The Lord of the
Yeah,
She's.
The
I like that,
Sheasel's
yeah.
going absolutely bananas.
Oh, mate, not enough made of that goal line grubber off the ground.
Yep.
Little tap
To stop
little toe
off his
poke.
foot, to keep that in.
Yeah.
A lot of it was arse, don't get
Yeah,
me
of
wrong.
course.
It was, but that was incredible for the big cheese. I love it. Sheasel.
What's the
Port
next
Adelaide.
one? That's me. Right back down to earth.
Oh,
Jeez.
and you see the vision of Horn Francis chasing.
Oh, when he stopped?
That was
Yeah.
great.
Not a best.
So for those who haven't seen it, he's chasing. I can't remember who the Collingwood player was. Was it? Wasn't Dacos? Was it?
Well,
Yeah, it was Dacos.
yeah.
It was Dacos?
One of them?
yeah,
One of the
maybe
Dacos. We'll say it's one of the Dacos. Two of
I
them.
mean,
Yeah,
they had it about 67 times.
You're a
It's
better
one of-
chance than any. You say it's a Dacos.
He's trying to chase, and then he just stops when he's realised he's
Yeah.
cooked. Instead of kept continuing to
At
pressure.
least get the head wobbling. Yeah, but then you chase it.
he let the bloke go.
I'd
which
like
is
to
not
see,
great.
like, you know, those Twitter accounts where it's like a yes or no proposition. Every game, after the game, every week, did Jason Horne-Francis have an ice bath? Yes, no.
But the funny thing is, he's under so much pressure now.
So much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, how many people do that on the weekend where they can't get there and just stop?
Yeah.
He's done it and it's on Twitter. And,
Yeah, it's everywhere.
bang, pile on again.
And I think
He got the booze at the crowd. The crowd,
Yeah.
the crowd
yeah,
booed
that's
him.
sure.
Yeah.
And that someone did make a good point. This is the same fan base who went nuts about Ginnivan
that's
getting
true.
booed.
I love what Kane Corn does. I think he's. Some people don't like him. I think he says it how it is.
Kane's
But
a
I think.
Oh, no,
him-
I
But I think
like him.
Kane's a
him
man.
pumping up Horn Francis constantly.
That's going to
It's
hinder.
not great for Horn Francis because he's under even more spotlight than he would be.
Because the thing about Kane is a lot of the stuff he says, a majority somewhat don't agree with.
Yeah.
So, but the best thing is he'll have it out with you, and then he might change your opinion or not, but he'll have it out with you.
Yeah, correct.
But the issue is all the Horn Francis love.
Yeah.
There's 17 other clubs that don't think he's
Yeah.
They want to see him probably fail.
Yeah.
at
It's
times.
tough. It's tough.
He'll get booed every week.
Yeah, for a while. Yep. Particularly back in Melbourne. I would have thought. The ruck situation, we talked about Lycett getting murdered by Darcy Cameron. There's nothing in the cupboard there.
I like
What,
Teagle.
Teagle?
Yeah, but he's so untried.
But he's a mad dog sort of vibe.
He's a
when you put
skinny
him in
kid,
there.
but can he lead your ruck?
No, but also we're
Well,
high.
yeah, he's got license. Your other option.
We're high on Teagle after he's
Played one game.
No, and did his shoulder in the first
I
quarter.
was going to say, he
Two
looked good
quarters,
for
maybe?
20 minutes. Like, that's a lot to hand him over. Sam Mays. Is it Mays or Hayes? Sam Hayes? Sam Hayes was the other
That
bloke.
was a Mays.
Sam Hayes. There was a Mays.
Yeah.
Now there's a Hayes. and neither of them are any good. No, Sam Hayes, he's not the guy, and Finlayson's a chop-out ruckman, right?
Yeah.
So it's a
gotta be
concern.
If you want to change it.
But Lyson's, I don't think he's not an A-grade ruckman.
No.
He's probably not even a B-grade.
I was going to say, it's the theory of you've either got a brilliant ruckman
Well, you might as well have anyone.
or just get
Well,
someone
Scotty
who doesn't
Lycett needs to be Toby Nankervis.
Yeah,
right?
he's
But
not
he's
that.
not.
He's nowhere near
He's
that.
nowhere near that.
The
Yeah,
legs consistently.
That's what Port need.
Yeah.
Had a good game last week. Big fall.
Who?
Lysett.
Oh, yeah.
Wasn't he right last week?
He was okay.
But I reckon you'd probably rip to shreds most of their team.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Richmond.
I've got Richmond. I'm pretty keen on the Tigers, so let me get my notes back up. I'm just texting Selby about my chicken burrito that he's going to get me. Right. And what about my number he saved in my phone as WA Health? Because I pretended I got a text message, showed the boss, and so I can't come to work.
He's chucked a sickie.
He doesn't listen to this. Righto, Richmond. Daniel Rioli's now becoming one of the star halfbacks of the competition. 23 disposals. Baker, the candlestick maker, 25 disposals.
Did you keep him in your fantasy team? Oh, you did.
But
What do you get?
a ton.
He did a lot.
Yeah, but what I want to touch on is I'm big on the Tigers.
Yeah.
I think they can win the flag.
Yeah.
I've gone with it early.
Yeah.
Draw into a win away from home.
Yeah.
I thought, maybe they've got an easier run where now they can get onto a bit of a run.
Yep.
They got Collingwood, the Bulldogs who are battling, Sydney, and then Melbourne.
Oof.
If they can
No
get
thanks.
if they can get out of that run 2-2 or 3-1, they're top four.
Yeah.
If 3-1, they're top four. 3-1, they're top four.
Hopper was good.
Hopper.
Yeah, that knee looked a bit.
Yeah.
He got folded up like a deck chair, but fingers crossed that
That he's okay.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything today.
It's funny because we saw, we'll get to St Kilda in a minute, but same with Jack Steele.
Yeah,
Looked like they were done.
but he actually has a broken collar.
Come
Yeah.
back on. He's got a broken
It's in
collarbone.
the X-ray.
Well, he's
Yeah.
come back on and
My
played
God.
with it. And
Was
Hopper
that-
we thought Hopper was cooked too.
But he was Jesus on the cross. He had the arms out.
Yeah.
Trainers
Yeah.
carrying him.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he was in all sorts. But
Jeez.
Mitch Brown.
no, Mitch Brown. Poor old Hopper said goodbye to Adelaide Oval. Oh, I won't be back here. I think they're going to have to cut this leg. He came back on. Incredible scene.
Amazing.
Richmond, have they improved? They've recruited well. I know we weren't. Taranto,
Yep.
Hopper,
Yep.
exceptional. I think the growth, they don't rely on Short down back.
Yep.
The other two are now sort of in that level, have gone past. Short plays up the ground a little bit more too. Played forward at times.
Less reliant on Dusty, for sure. Now, I think they're in the conversation. Like, if the list of who can win it gets shorter every week, they're still in that.
Oh,
Like,
absolutely.
they're absolutely.
I'm even higher on them.
Really? I'm not even high. I mean, they did let Adelaide come back a little bit. They're still
won
you're
by
on the
30.
road.
Yeah.
You're
On the road.
St Kilda. So that's 250. I mean, to talk about, I'm not going to watch them because they don't play the best. Well, they do. They still score, but if they shut it down, I'm not going to waste my time. My time's very valuable these days.
Okay.
51 points. Yeah, across the both. 51 on the weekend.
I thought he was going to do.
do.
Remember last week I said, bugger it, blow the siren on Hawthorn.
Yeah.
Nah,
There's a lot of vibes about
There
Nick
really
wanting to
is.
blow
I was
the-
like, I don't know what to do about
He's
it. Like,
like,
I'm not gonna-
now, way to start it. I don't really
Philippou,
wanna
Mitch
watch him.
Owens, both kick three.
And he gave himself St Kilda too.
Yeah, I know.
That's the weird
You-
Yeah,
you
but
had
they're,
the-
but they're
divvies
big
the teams
groups.
up.
I just swapped the name next to the group.
Let's keep an
So
eye
I
on
mean,
this because you won't have St Kilda
slip
again.
out
Yeah,
St
and I'll
Kilda
be
The rest
stuck
of
with
the-
the bottom eight. Remember that one group was just bottom eight trash.
The dud group.
Dud group.
And
And then you have to insult blokes because you've got nothing else to talk about. You have to
you're
pot
just
people.
plotting everyone left, right, and centre.
So Steele out. Does this they're already almost at a critical mass, but they've managed to get 2 50-point wins. Does the Steele out sort of one bridge too
Is
far?
it Essendon this week that they've got?
Unsure.
Does that sound right? I think that's right. If it is,
I'll tell you in 2 seconds. They have Essendon.
Yeah,
Well, you
that's
think Setterfield's going to tear them apart?
Saturday night,
Uh,
Essendon.
gonna be tough. Steele versus Setterfield would have been the matchup to watch.
St Kilda, Essendon, Nick, or the showdown? Which one are you going to turn on to Saturday
I
night?
might just be seeing what's going on at Adelaide Oval.
that's going to be a tough watch. St Kilda Essendon.
Oh,
Yikes.
Yeah, no thanks.
Look, I think Steele out's big, and it might be the straw that breaks the back. But I think one thing we've learnt about St Kilda under Ross Lyon in 2 games,
Make it hard
but
for
we
you.
knew this about Fremantle. We knew this when he was at St Kilda. It's not necessarily about personnel; it's system. And and yes, Jack Steele's a special player, but they'll just put somebody else into that role. Like maybe Windhager plays a little bit more inside, and we do like Windy.
I'm not a big believer in the lose a soldier, replace a soldier.
Not at
I
that
always
level
go on
of
about
soldier.
that with Clark.
Yeah, but I never was in on it. That's
he
one
just
thing.
said it a lot.
So
He's
one
just
thing I
in the back-
disagreed with him.
You're in the
about.
back of the lecture theatre. Bullshit. Bullshit.
Oh, yeah. No, Lance Franklin's not playing. Mitch Thorpe's in. Right, yeah, that's a new soldier.
Lose a
It's the
soldier.
same thing.
It's just, Hodgie's out this week. We're going to bring X in. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
So maybe there's about 5 guys in each club which don't count. For
Yeah, I
that.
think so.
And Steele's one of those?
Yes, obviously.
Okay. So he can't replace Jack Steele.
No.
Right.
They,
Yeah, no,
they,
don't
they
know
are.
who they've got.
They're a 10% worse team without Jack Steele.
Yeah, I reckon Michaela's on your side there. That felt like a quick siren.
Was 10% worse, and he's only 80%. Did
Yeah.
I say he was going at 80%?
Yeah, he's the man of steel, Ross calls him.
The Sydney Swans, easy. They did it easy. I tell you what, if you thought they were going to be hungover from that grand final, they're not. They're just
Their midfield's so much better.
Yeah.
so good.
Because now Warner's at the level that you expect.
Errol's picked
and
up.
Errol's picked up.
Jeez, Errol's good again. It's going to be hard to be. I know Will Setterfield, my backup boy's going beautifully, but it's hard to
I
replace
mean,
Errol.
had a couple of relatively soft games to open up, right?
Yeah.
But I expected Warner to take like half a dip. Has not at all.
Nah.
Like,
Do you see that
he's
one?
added 10%.
There was one where he got it in that usual headless chook streaming forward way. And it was
Yeah.
about 40 out. And
They're
I just
big on the headless chook
Well, I just
factor.
penciled it
Yeah.
in as a goal. And he missed. I was like, oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
Like, I just expect Chad Warner now,
Yeah.
when he's 40 out on the run,
To
for it
kick
to
it.
be a goal.
Yeah.
He never misses normally.
So I need to just circle back to your comment, though.
Which one?
Warner's got better.
Yeah.
He had 15 touches on the weekend.
yeah, he was pretty quiet on the weekend.
It was
Well,
shit
the
house.
first game he was better.
Yeah, he was good first
he was
game.
probably best on
he
in
was,
the first
he was best in the country first game.
But
Yeah,
he still, you can
outstanding.
rely, and you didn't need to do a lot of work on the weekend.
No. And I reckon
He seems to be better when you do need him. To
is there
do
a better
the work.
midfield? All right, here you go. Is there a better midfield than Mills, Earl, Parker,
And Warner.
and Warner?
It's pretty tough. I mean, Melbourne's
Melbourne.
Petrarca, Viney, Oliver.
I'm taking Sydney.
If you're going 4 deep,
Yeah, we're 4 deep. I'm
I'm
going
going to
4
throw
deep.
Rowbottom as the 5th, who's second in the AFL in tackles.
Yeah.
Like, he's the grunt guy. It's
Pretty
pretty,
solid.
it's pretty
That's
impressive.
incredible, isn't it?
Yeah.
Geez, Mills was good. He's so funny, Mills, like, because he's great inside. He gets the Tom Green handballs out of the tackles.
Yeah.
But then he spreads so well. Like, he pop up, and I'm at the point now, I've watched Sydney so closely, that I know when
Yeah.
Callum Mills is going to take a mark, even though he's not in the screen. I'm
he-
like, Mills is on the end of this, and he is.
He's too Sydney, though.
What do you mean?
Because he could be spoken of in the top 5 midfielders.
But
in
you
the
think
comp.
because he's so spread,
Does the team things.
Yeah.
There'll be a stage where he runs with an opposition player for a bit or
Yeah.
goes head to head with them.
Yeah.
He'll drop back, spare man behind the footy
just
whenever
don't
they're
worry
under
about the
pump.
Bloods culture for a few
Yeah.
weeks, mate.
Yeah, mate, just get
it.
selfish.
Well, he kicked 2 goals in the weekend, and the game that he had, if that were, say, Petrarca, the whole
Yeah.
country would have been talking about
Oh,
it.
yeah.
It would have been leading, Petrarca, is he the best in the game?
Yeah, yeah.
And it would have been. But Mills was just really, really
No,
good.
that's just what he does.
And no one talks about
One
it.
who has picked
So-
up Logan started well.
5 goals.
Yeah.
That's who I had written down. Never got to it. 5 goals for him, Amadi, 4 goals. No buddy, no worries. 9 goals between 2 big boys.
I still need to audit
Soldiers.
Callum Mills' centre bounces in that grand final last year.
Yeah, no, that's the
So I still-
There was something weird going on that day.
I still need that to be resolved. What, you reckon they got on the punt or something, did they?
Just, I don't know if they got inside
They've all got houses in Bondi now.
They all got inside their own heads. You know, they actually own that wine bar in Peppy Grove.
Yeah, they
So
all have a
Mills only
share.
did 8 centre bounces again on the weekend.
Yeah, he was in and out of it. He's playing a bit
But
half
he
back,
didn't
bit
need
half
to
forward.
then either.
Yeah, they're spreading it out.
Where are we up
West
to?
Coast.
West Coast Eagles.
West Coast
Give them
Eagles.
the full 2 minutes because they finally won a game.
Yeah.
I just want to
Jackie
start
Waterman.
with Jermaine Jones. What a clear tweak to a game style. What a clear change to the way they played,
Yep.
which made an obvious impact. And I think gone are the days, and this is what I kept saying in the footy, I was just like, he doesn't know where the ball's going. He's running with it for 15 metres and kicking at 55. As long as he can, to
Get
a
it in
contest. He doesn't care. He's not trying to hit the perfect play. West Coast have tried to hit the perfect play since 2018. He's not trying to hit the perfect play. He's just going, we'll win the one-on-one contest down the line or win the one-on-one contest at wherever it lands.
Do it often enough, we'll get enough.
And someone will crumb it and get it going again. And incredibly, a few times it landed in the laps of his teammates. He was incredible, Jermaine Jones. And maybe that's the spark that they need to show Duggan and those guys who go lateral. Gov
Just
does it a
go.
lot. Shannon Hearn does it a lot.
Yeah.
That, sorry, boys, when I was playing there, like the halfbacks they wanted about 15 to 16 touches from was fine.
Right.
Then it got to like 20s and 10 marks. Get back to the 15 touches.
Yeah.
And if Jermaine Jones has 20, he had 11 inside 50s yesterday from that run and
that
carry.
right?
Yeah, mate, he was incredible. But that was the best West Coast players game I've seen in a long time.
Jeez.
Individual performance.
Yep.
We saw some glimpses last year. Remember they tried in there a little
Yeah.
bit, and it was like, hey, they've got
Yeah,
something.
but he's
here.
still got to be funky last year. This year was
Yeah.
just north-south.
And they
I'm
reckon
going towards
they,
goals.
They trained him as a forward all
Yeah.
pre-season, but then
Yeah.
Noah Long coming good.
Yeah.
They've been able to put him in the back line again.
I saw Jake Waterman at the cafe. I was just driving past
Jeez,
and he was on his phone.
Up and about.
Had to undo the window. Stop watching your highlights. But yeah,
I'm so happy for him.
4
Good
could have been
fella.
5. He good guy.
Yeah.
Could have been 5 or a little bit more. Cripper kicking 3 in the second. I still reckon the ruck's a disaster.
Well, this week's going to be interesting. That'll be interesting. Jackson and Darcy versus Bailey Williams.
I think that they can. I think if it's Sean Darcy sole focus, like majority, that's going to be an issue for West Coast.
Yeah.
Well, he won the medal last time he played him.
They
didn't
did
he?
too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's right.
Do they go get him? Do they get a ruck mid-season?
West Coast?
Yeah.
Who's there?
I don't know. Someone's killing it in the waffle. Just bring him up.
Have to get mature.
Just for a
Have to
body.
be mature age.
Yeah, that's what I mean. No, that's what I meant.
But it's such a big leap.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
And I just reckon if you have to find out, and they're finding out whether Williams and Jamison are any good.
Yeah.
This is how you do it. If you go and get in a 4 out of 10 ruckman, a good waffle ruckman, put him in there. What's that achieving?
Yeah.
They have to
Well,
Well,
develop.
it's a bit like Chelsea getting subbed off yesterday.
Yeah.
I was like, I sort of kept playing him.
Yeah, not sure
He
about that.
hasn't done anything. It's probably close to being dropped if it was a non-developing side. But I was like, man, maybe he finds 5 or
Couple of
6 touches
cheapies.
in the last quarter, and that might,
Just keep him out there.
Yeah. Anyway, well done, West Coast. It was good to see.
Western Bulldogs.
Ooh.
There's a stink around the Dogs.
Ooh.
Right.
Did you see Kane Corns? I know we've mentioned him twice now.
Oh, we love Kane.
How we criticised. We said that they couldn't. GWS had all the Ferraris and couldn't be coached.
Yeah.
It's a similar situation at the Bulldogs. It was a shot at Bevo, who I think is a great coach and premiership coach.
Yeah.
But it was a shot saying that they've got the Ferraris.
Well, they do. The thing with Bevo is it hasn't been consistency in finishes, right? He makes a grand final and then finishes 10th.
Yeah.
And then makes a prelim and then finishes 14th.
Yeah.
It's a strange, and it's just the way it started. That's 2 50-point losses in a row.
Who they lose to first round? Melbourne.
Melbourne,
which is okay, Melbourne, but then St Kilda does you by 50.
Yeah. No, that's alarming.
Yeah, it's it's all around the place. Like I don't know, the blokes can't get their hands on it in the middle. The forward line stuff isn't really working.
The
he
forward-
laughed. Did he say he's going to throw something innovative next week? And someone was like, "It's going to be 6 tools."
Who knows
Everyone.
what he's going to do? Caleb Daniel in the ruck.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's going to... McRae, is he at full forward for a part of that game or deep forward?
Wasn't where he needed to be.
No.
He was slow early.
It's really strange.
Yeah, I can't put my finger on it, but it sort of is a stink emanating out of.
I agree with you.
Footscray.
I don't have high hopes for him now this season. It's dwindling quickly.
No.
Out of all the-
There's still 10 players on that list that could potentially be all Australians.
Yeah,
Who would you back to come good out of... That was the chair, Michaela. Who would you... She looked at me like, how dare you?
Yeah, Rhino farting in podcast.
The Bulldogs or the Dockers, who would you back to come good from here?
the Dockers, but
Same. Zave's a hater.
Give it another week.
Zave's a hater.
No,
Give it a week.
I'm not a hater at all.
A little bit.
No, then I get... Actually, the DMs have gone a bit dry, Freo supporters, for all the abuse. Probably Freo.
Yeah.
Probably Freo.
all right. Now, switching on to our man of the
Yeah.
week, how are we looking here? Any changes? Obviously, I went through a couple of the options for the start of the show, a couple of suggestions from the punters. But we'll start off, Rhino. So last week, your next man in changed. You're still stuck with Errol as your man. And next man in was Setterfield.
Jeez, that was a good
Is
move.
it enough?
That was a good move.
Is that enough, though?
It's not enough.
Not enough.
It's not enough. Like, Errol hasn't put a foot wrong.
This is very true.
playing
And
good
he
again
got
on
a
the
picture
week.
with Sydney Sweeney after the game as well.
I had no idea Sydney Sweeney was.
I don't know
Oh,
who
yeah?
that is
No.
now.
You also watch
15 million followers.
What's
on
a Sydney Sweeney?
Euphoria. You don't watch Euphoria?
Euphoria?
Great show.
I don't know.
I don't watch that either.
The
Come on,
news,
you
what's
people.
that show on Binge that's out today?
What,
Is-
Succession?
Succession.
Is Sydney
Yeah,
Sweeney
you're around
male,
Succession.
female?
Female.
Female actress.
Yes.
Right.
So,
Okay. I might have to look it up.
Yeah, you might
Just
have to
to
look it up.
She took she took photos of every player.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But her favourite was Errol.
So you're not changing?
Nah.
Right.
changing.
But I'm
And
definitely
Errol-
changing
I'd tell you, I
anything?
wouldn't dare change. Oh, okay, that's Sydney Sweeney. Interesting.
No change. Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah.
okay.
No changes at all.
No, why would I?
Okay, I'm just putting it out there.
Flying.
All right, Dave, you had James Sicily, and your next man up was, Michaela, we got a sting for this one.
Tom Green, my son. So, look, there's going to be a change.
Oh, here we go.
I can't have Hawthorn at the moment. It's just a bit hard.
Jesus.
I mean, it's like sending your kid to a private school and they're not being intelligent. I'm not getting bang for buck out of Hawthorn at the moment. So, Sicily, gone. The backup man remains
Oh.
Stays in his
Tom
backup
Green.
spot.
Stays in the backup.
So we're having someone jump from the rafters.
Yep. I'm going a Collingwood player.
Oh. Mm-hmm. You can't jump on a bandwagon.
Nah. I'm going Josh Dacos.
Hey.
The unspoken brother who is dead set, the All-Australian wingman this year, locked and loaded. A lot of Nick Dacos love. Well, here's some love for Josh.
Okay.
All right.
I like that.
I love this.
I
Get
don't
around
mind that at
Josh
all.
Dacos.
26 disposals, 2 hotties on the
But
weekend.
what does Tom have to do to earn his love?
I know.
What
this
does
is
he have to
really...
do?
Not get rolled by West Coast and not get under 30
He's going to be
disposals.
talking
That was-
about this in therapy in 20 years' time.
You know what really happened? Dave was going to go to the rooms to catch up with Tom.
Yeah.
And then Dave was standing there. Tom didn't know. And the media advisor from GWS went up to Tom and said, "Mate, your dad's here." And he said, "Oh, just tell him I'm in the shower. I've got to run." And Dave saw
the whole thing.
He's
So then I went in
heartbroken.
or what happened?
He's heartbroken.
Mine, I'm going to stick to it. So, but he's on shaky ground. Isaac. He had a few pings at it at the weekend. Flicks in and out, but he still
Make some
and
changes, boys. Make some changes.
mate,
Nick's like
Toby's-
in one of those abusive relationships
Yeah.
with Isaac Rankin.
It kind of is, isn't it?
Well, what's it called when you get locked up or something and then after a while you believe it to be normal?
Oh, yes.
Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah, he's got
It's a bit of Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah.
Toby's only a couple of goals away, though. 4 goals in the opening.
He was pretty
2
good
rounds.
again on the weekend.
He looked very nice. The early jump.
So you're not making any changes?
No changes this week, but next week, it's
I mean, this is a
very
dry
shaky
segment
ground.
if we just sit there going, I'm not sacking anyone. I've given
it
the
a week.
Hawthorn captain the arse, and then I've skipped my son with the unwanted brother.
Well, mate, we
I
can't
mean, there's some theatre.
We can't give
You
him
got the
everything
day-
in 1 week. We need
Days
to
of our
spread it
lives
out,
over
right?
here. He's just full of drama.
All right, well, if you got any more
Is there
suggestions,
another
hit us
Dacos
up.
boy?
Nah, that's it.
I
That's
thought
it.
it was- yeah, there's Nick. Yeah, I thought that's what you
Yeah.
were saying.
Nah, is there another?
Peter?
Peter. there's
Actually,
a
I heard
pretty handy
JB.
three.
I heard JB talk on the weekend. So really quickly, the jumper 35 that was kept for
Yeah.
first year
Yeah,
players.
I heard
Yeah.
this segment.
Yeah. What do you think of it?
So
So
the-
quickly, yeah, you go.
So they gave it to every first year player as a reminder that Simon Prestigiacomo pulled himself out of a grand final because
Yeah.
he didn't think he was fit.
I love that.
To remind him of the values.
The
Everyone
values
has
of
to
the
live
club,
those
all that
values
sort
for
of
a
stuff.
year.
Yeah.
But then they just gave it to Nick Dacos because he said it's my dad's number. I want
It's
to keep
kept
wearing
it.
it. So that's
The
it. Yeah.
tradition lasted like 4 years.
JB said he's one man bigger
Yeah.
than the clubs, like in the tradition they're trying to build.
Yeah, that is interesting because I do love
Because that would have gone for 50 years, they were
Yeah.
saying. They would have gone forever.
had they never drafted Nick. If Nick Dacos didn't exist, the Prestigiacomo thing would have gone
Nick
forever.
Dacos
Yeah.
wore it for the first year and they just moved it on like every other player.
Yeah, that's interesting, isn't it? How do you feel about it?
Could have got number 6, sat next to his brother. Didn't want it.
Yeah. I liked the
35.
I like the 35 bouncing, yeah.
Yeah.
So
I'm the same.
don't give it to him?
Well, he had it for 1 year because he was the highest draft
Yeah,
pick.
of course. Yeah,
And then someone else.
passed
got to
on.
hand it on.
Yeah.
But see, did Josh didn't get to wear it, did he?
Oh, no, he wouldn't have been the highest
He
draft
wouldn't
pick.
have been the highest
Yeah.
draft pick.
No. Yeah, no, I would have liked to see it roll over to every player.
Yeah, same. I think I agree.
I mean, I don't care, but
So we all agree Nick Dacos is ruining the club.
watch them stumble.
All right, this has been the Hardball Gets AFL show with thanks to the Mazda BT50. You do you. We'll see you next week.